Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of the Tiki Chatter podcast. In today's episode, myself and Jack talk about the Champions League, how all the twists and turns it's offered us in the quarterfinals. We talk about the Europa League, we talk about the Gareth Bale saga, and then we go on a little diverge into the British players that are currently playing abroad. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of the Tiki Chatter podcast. I'm joined as ever with my pal Jack.
Hello.
How are you doing, Jack?
A bit hungover. It can be a nice hungover podcast.
Yeah.
Had a few drinks in Centre Brighton last night and watched Champions League. Yeah, don't remember a huge amount. I think my friend let himself out of my house, so as I fell asleep on the sofa.
But that's not going to deter your performance. You still
it's not. If anything, it'll make me stronger.
For he is the Terminator of... What are you on? Beer?
Beer, rum and coke.
Oh, God.
I think I had a couple of ciders thrown in, never good.
Wow.
Slagged off Jack Grealish very loudly to some Villa fans in the pub.
That's not like left. You to start chatting shit around the football fans.
Yeah, exactly. And got told to move away from them by bar staff.
Classic.
But yeah, no, I'm ready.
Excellent.
Good. I was out without Andy because I wasn't invited to his birthday meal. So
yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't arranged by me. I was supposed to be kept out of the loop. It was a little surprise by my girlfriend, but someone accidentally spoilt it.
Yeah, I couldn't comment who that was.
Yeah, it's all good. We still had a great time, and yeah, I'm a little bit. No, I'm fine today. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yes.
I will like to also add that the Tiki Chatter schedule is going to be updated so we can actually get consistent episodes out for you guys.
Yeah. Like the championship review that never happened.
Championship review is pending. I'm sure a lot of you have been.
If anybody wants one, ask for it.
Yeah.
Ask for it. Put it in the comment. And
I'm looking at you.
I'll do a League
Robbie.
2 review if you ask for it.
Looking at you, Robbie and Jack. They've been listening to all the episodes.
Yes.
So shout out to you guys.
Sorry.
Anyway, on that phlegmy note, shall we talk about what's happened in the football world?
Yes.
Most notably, we're filming this just after Man City got knocked out of the Champions League by Lyon.
You got the last 4 confirmed.
Last 4 confirmed, so...
Finals.
What, do you want to read out the results?
Yes, of course.
Firstly, how do you feel about there being no second leg?
I actually quite enjoy it to a certain extent. I think it shows they have a different play style because some teams just...
I really like it.
I like it where, you have this sort of finals at the end. I mean, it could be done in other seasons, to be honest.
I'd be for it because it's...
I'd back it, yeah.
More of a tournament, like World Cup and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think, you've thrown up some exciting games. All in one location. So the first result that came in was RB Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid. I have to say I did quite fancy Atletico Madrid this year.
I did.
For it, and just didn't really turn up on the night. Leipzig were just the better team, really.
Hungrier.
Hungrier, kind of quite smart with their tactics. So that was an interesting one. But RB Leipzig, they're through. Furthest they've ever got.
Founded in 2009, so like this video if you are older than RB Leipzig.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I like it as well if you're younger.
Yeah. Comment if you're younger. We want to know if we've
Yeah,
got any 11-year-olds listening.
yeah, exactly. You never know. Yeah, so
Fortnite stuff.
yeah, that was an interesting game. So they're now through. RB Leipzig.
Yeah, I thought the defensive nature of Atletico Madrid might see him through to the final, maybe
Yeah,
with no replays, but
hmm.
clearly,
Yeah,
clearly
I
not.
think definitely with their previous result though, they did. They beat Liverpool
Mm,
at Liverpool,
big result.
4-2 on aggregate. So yeah, it's surprised RB Leipzig are the team to come out from these, but
Mm.
great team. So I've got no beef there. I
Game
do have a
game
bit
two.
beef with the club formation in general, being named after a soft drink or whatever. It
Yeah,
is what it is.
franchise FC.
I don't think they'll win it because I don't think they're strong enough to really push too
Mm.
many others. But yeah, so that was that result, and then that was Thursday, and then on Friday we had that was the Barcelona Bayern game. I've realised actually the first Champions
Yeah,
League
I was
game,
just
which I got
thinking.
horribly wrong, was Atalanta versus PSG. PSG are one of my personally most hated clubs.
Why is that,
They're
Jack?
I just don't like them. It's just hype beasts. That's all they are. Running
they sign
around.
players based off YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. But they do have some great players.
They
Like I'm not
do.
gonna.
Well, you'd expect them to with their unlimited budget.
Yes, well, quite. And players like Mbappe and Neymar, still some of the world's best,
Hmm.
I think.
What a
Um,
game Neymar had that game though.
yes, he did have a great game, but didn't really score, did he? So he did get an assist though.
Yeah.
Like,
I
um,
watched his highlights of his individual performance, and
hmm,
he broke this season's Champions League dribbles record with 16.
yeah,
Previous was 11. But watching the clips, he should have released the ball a lot earlier.
yeah.
Very,
Which is of course what his game is. His
really,
game is dribbling and
yeah.
scoring wonder goals. So
But I
yeah,
think he wasted a couple of attacks by not
hmm.
releasing the ball.
But he did very well, and they won in the end. I
Yeah,
don't think
I
people
can't
would be
complain.
talking about how he was any good if they'd lost.
Hmm.
That would have been a lot more different. But yeah, they got two very late goals. Bizarrely, the game-changing player was a Stoke reject, Eric Choupo-Moting.
What an agent he's got.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Choupo-Moting scored the winner in the end. Sorry, not Eric, Maxim Choupo-Moting, where I got Eric from. Yeah,
Got a
so
feel
that
for
was
Atalanta in that game though.
yeah, yeah. They played really well, and
Mm.
they've done really well to get this far. To be honest,
One of the most exciting teams in Europe at the moment.
yes, they are.
And
They absolutely abolished. That's a weird word to use, but anyway, abolished Valencia.
yeah.
They no longer exist. That's how much they.
They've gone into
Uh,
administration.
yeah, they put them. They abolished them into administration. Yeah, they did them 8-4 on aggregate in that. So now PSG, RB Leipzig in the semi-final. Two teams I don't really like that much.
Mm.
One of them got to get to the final. So
Wow. That's a realization.
yeah,
One of those two teams are going to be in the final.
I think it could be RB Leipzig personally. I think they're a lot more organised and
Yeah.
structured than Atalanta, and they'll be able to weather a storm. Because to be honest, PSG weren't looking like creating, they weren't looking like scoring until they got that one in late on. So
Mm.
um, it'll be interesting how they fare against RB Leipzig.
The only thing with PSG, they can have Mbappe fit from the start now.
Yeah,
Neymar, Icardi,
they're
Di
great players.
Maria. Their attack is absolutely ferocious, and
Yeah,
you always fancy them to get a goal. It's
exactly,
just
exactly.
whether
So
Could be one of the highest scoring semi-finals, to be honest, between those
Yeah,
two.
it could be, or it could be incredibly
Cagey.
low scoring. It could be a very cagey game. So that's interesting. And then, of course, on Friday night we had the one that everybody has been talking about, which is Bayern Munich 8, Barcelona 2. 8!
What?
8 goals. Barcelona
Wait. 8.
8 goals. It felt very much like the Brazil Germany
Every shot
game at
was
the
going
World
in.
Cup. It had vibes of that, where the Brazilian team, much like Barcelona, were talking themselves up and everything, and it's just collapsed.
A monumental display of incompetence.
And Alphonso Davies especially was like a Rolls Royce in that game.
I really like him.
I did not watch the game. I've only watched the highlights, but it just looked.
He's ferocious.
Fantastic. Yeah, especially I think it was the 6th goal or 5th goal where he took on basically the entire team and put it across for Kimmich. And you just look at that Bayern team and can't really see anybody really stopping.
Where is the weak link?
I couldn't say so.
Even if they were to lose someone, then they've got pretty much a ready-made replacement in every position. Probably bar Lewandowski.
Yeah. But even then, they've got Thomas Müller, and he's no mug, is he? So, and I think it's quite interesting to see Coutinho score 2 against Barcelona.
I'm fucking happy about that though, because Barcelona are very, not just Barcelona, but Spanish clubs in general are very notorious for being twats to football players because they don't give him time to settle. I mean, Coutinho, when he was playing, he had a good goal return.
And he was great for Liverpool in the Premier League before he went, and you thought, how would they replace him? Luckily, they quite
didn't miss him.
But didn't miss him at all. But he was fantastic for them. So
one of the best players I've seen play in real life, Coutinho.
Yeah, that 5-1.
Yeah,
that 5-1 was he destroyed us. That free kick he put under the wall.
Yeah,
that's being magician. Just to give up at that point. So that was a big shock.
I'm happy to see him sort of silence them to an extent.
But I think this is a discussion I made with a few people. Barcelona are not the same team as they were before.
No.
But you think they were? They talk about themselves being the world's best team, but I mean that team. I think it's probably the late 2010, late 2000.
2011 is when they
around then. They just looked unfathomably good. And
Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, and over the last few years, they just seem to have diminished in stature.
Well, the thing is, if you look back at that 2011 Champions League winning team, they've still got quite a few players from that squad, and their team's getting on a bit. They're pushing on.
I think a lot of their recent transfers as well haven't quite come off the way they would have liked them to. I still think they missed the ultimate partnership of Javi and Iniesta.
It's hard to replace that, really.
They've never replaced them. They're club legends, really. It's
very reshuffle needs to happen there, because
I think there needs to be a lot of changes there. Although I did notice they had the odds for the new manager. Pochettino is rumoured as the next manager, which will show that they'll be getting a managerial improvement from 8-2 to 7-2. So sacking the man who lost 8-2 and hiring the man who lost 7-2.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it is a step in the right direction, one goal at a time. They're having a look at that. A few names being thrown about. I think I saw Marco Bielsa name thrown about.
No chance. I can see Poch going. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe, he's looking for a job.
Well, on My Football Manager, it's like in the year 2026 or something like that, and the Real Madrid manager is Sean Dyche. which is very interesting. So obviously he's got on to he's got on to
Squeezing every ounce out of Real Madrid
oh yeah.
shoestring
So
budget.
but I think just looking at the odds on odds checker, not a plug, but odds checker, but it is.
It's the best
Looking at
place
it
to check
now,
the odds.
you've got Kike Saiten, who is I don't know who he is, so that's interesting.
Probably
He's
some
the
youth.
favourite in the moment.
Who's
I
favourite?
believe he is the Espanyol manager, or was the Espanyol manager. Pochettino, Ronald Koeman, Javi Hernandez, so obviously the famous Javi. I did notice that they'd actually forgotten to change this last night, but last night 16-1 was Johan Cruyff, who is dead.
What?
So I think, and now they've changed it correctly to Jordi Cruyff, which is done,
His son, yeah.
not him. So that would be interesting if Johan Cruyff got the spirit of Johan Cruyff.
Do a job, to be fair.
Yeah, and the few Brendan Rodgers 33-1.
Really great character.
Yeah,
Great
exactly.
character.
Benitez 33-1, Henri 50-1. This is where it all gets a bit silly now. Philip Koku, Derby manager, 100-1. So, and the final one in the fold is 150-1, Lionel Messi.
Oh.
But I do think that it is really now a one-man show at Barcelona. It is the Messi show. And he can't carry them forever.
He can't, no. He's 33 years of age now. And
yeah, exactly. And I think, Ronaldo is a different beast kind of player. Still think Messi is the better of the two, but Ronaldo can carry a team.
He can, yeah. He's got that
Uh,
attitude.
yeah.
When the going gets tough, he will step up. Whereas you got to
step up to the street.
Maybe got to say that Messi might.
He'll move on, but he might move on.
I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see him move
just
on entirely. Any league, any other league, I'd just be interested to see him in.
For perspective and his legacy and.
Yeah, because obviously Ronaldo's moved leagues and finished Juventus' highest ever goal scorer in a league season, I believe. Although I did notice that he scored 17 penalties this season.
17
penalties of.
That's like half his goals, right?
Yeah, I think that's about half of them. Yeah, so.
Whoever said his name is Penaldo, you're just wrong.
To all the little kids in comments on Messi versus Ronaldo YouTube videos, calling him Penaldo, you were right.
Yeah.
You can't really do Pessi, can you?
Not really.
Penessi.
Penalty kick, no.
Yeah, something like that. So, Lionel Penessi. Working that one.
Yeah. Back next week with a penalty Messi pun.
But, it'll be interesting to see how they take it forward.
Revamp.
I think,
bring the squad, the youth through.
Yeah.
They've got a good set of youngsters.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see.
And then the final game in the Champions League.
Equally as interesting. Lyon versus City.
Yep.
I did, as well as thinking of the Atletico Madrid year this year, I did think that City could go on to do well. And they've completely paused it up. To Lyon.
Credit to Lyon, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, they were fantastic last night when we were watching them in the pub. I think I was shouting, "Go on, Lyon!" Weirdly, in the middle of walkabout in Brighton. But and I won a kebab off the result, so life is good. Life is good, my friend. That was a.
Quickly though, Jack, how do you have your kebab?
Garlic, chili sauce, lettuce, onion. If cabbage is available, cabbage goes on. No tomato. I like a chili popped in as well.
Oh.
If there's pickles available, I'll have a pickle.
Excellent.
So yeah, I like to load it up. And lamb as well. Always lamb
Lamb
doner.
doner.
Yeah, not a fan of the chicken doner.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Back to the football.
Back to the football.
What is the deal with City? Because
Yeah,
got the squad, got the manager.
they were looking very shaky early
Do
on
you
in the game.
feel there's some sort of inferiority complex there at that club?
I think you might be right to a certain extent. There's definitely a case where they can't quite get this Champions League, and City and the Champions League don't go together. Like,
Well, not historically.
Not historically, or even at the moment, they don't seem to go together very well. Like, they had the whole issue where they got fined for booing the Champions League anthem, which was a bit of a weird thing to do, but anyway, whatever floats your boat. Then, of course, I'm not really sure what that was about. Not quite booing the national anthem of another country, is it?
Yeah, I was just fair enough.
Doing a corporate song.
Yeah, exactly. That's like me.
Weird. Bloody you showed them.
Booing Take That when they perform Let It Shine.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a great track. I won't have anybody say anything otherwise. And yeah, but it's a strange one. They just don't seem to be able to grasp the Champions League. Because you think these last few years they've had some, I wouldn't say easy routes, but they've had favourable routes. Like last year with Tottenham and Ajax to get to the final, and when we first really experienced VAR, that last-minute Sterling goal, that was
probably lose sleep over that.
Yeah, it was scenes though.
Was that correctly disallowed though? I don't.
Yes, it was. It was a technicality to do with. Well, no, it was just offside. That's what it was. Offside, but it deflected off a player, so they thought that would cancel it out, but it didn't because at the time he kicked the ball.
Yeah,
he was offside. So so they missed out that year. This year they've gone out to Lyon, who probably going into this looked like one of the weakest sides left in the competition. But then they are no most because they knocked out Juventus in the last round. Another team who I thought would go on to do good things this year.
I mean, that's what I mean about there being no second leg, because even though they scored 3 away goals, you wouldn't rule City out if there was a second leg here.
No, definitely not. So yeah, it would be interesting with the second leg, but it just changes the dynamic of it all. And they really did have to go for it, City.
Yeah.
But just early on, I felt like something wasn't right with the City team. I was like, I fancy Lyon here. The very dodgy back pass to, very, very dodgy back pass from. He had to make a big save for Edison.
Yeah.
And then the goal, the first goal. I don't know what his positioning was all about. Very quite a clever finish, I thought.
Oh yeah, the Cornet is whatever his name is.
Although Matt Huckett said I could have scored it, so he was not suitably impressed by. By that goal. So
a lot of players would put that wide. So
yes, a lot of players
did well to wrap it round the goalie and
player. Yes, and then they got back in it and they just didn't seem to. They were pushing on to score, and it was one of those. It didn't look too much like scoring.
They didn't even have to score, though, did they? A draw would have just seen them through to extra time.
Exactly.
Bit of naivety there, you feel?
Yeah, I think a bit.
Because they were both counter attacks, weren't they? So.
Yeah, and it's maybe a bit of arrogance as well. Kind of, we need to beat this lot.
Get them out of the way.
Yeah, and then of course, Lyon scored. A very dodgy technicality there.
I thought that was a foul.
I think that was a weird decision. That was. Well, I'm not too sure about the. I'm not too sure about the foul, but the offside where he lets it run between his legs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is
that not interfering with play?
There was 2 points there. I mean, you've seen those fouls be given plenty of times.
Yeah. I do feel like he went down easy.
But you've seen him given. You've seen him given.
You've seen him given though, yeah.
And Yeah, like you say, the interfering with play. I'd argue that he has.
Yeah,
Because
definitely. If you're
if
letting
I'm
it
a
roll,
defender and I see him move towards the ball like that, and you're offside, I'm assuming that it throws the defence off either way.
yes.
So maybe,
Yeah,
Man City aren't in the best books for UEFA.
yeah,
Bit of bias there,
getting the
maybe.
conspiracy theories out
Yeah,
already, Andy. See, but if they hadn't have booed the Champions League team,
exactly.
they would have been in favour. But then, of course, Sterling did another horror miss and answered the question we've been wondering for 4 years, 2 years even. We've been wondering the question: what would happen if Kane had squared it to Sterling?
Whoa,
Well, now we have our evidence.
nightmares.
Put it into the stratosphere.
That's still in orbit right now.
Yeah, so a huge miss. I remember watching it at the
So
time. The
at 1-0.
whole that was at 2-1.
Oh,
It would have been an equaliser, and just the whole pub went
Raheem.
"Hey!" like that. So yeah, that was an interesting miss. And then they scored a late third one, which was another uncharacteristic moment from Edison. Sort of spilled it into the path of the striker. So yeah, they're out. And then I think Bayern will steamroller Leon.
Well, they've got him.
Don't think quite to the extent of Barcelona. I think that was more of trying to prove a point of dominance. I think this Leon game will be something like 3-0, something very much like that.
I mean, Bayern have just been exceptional in the Champions League this year. I mean, steamrolled over Chelsea.
They're in for
Steamrolled.
Sane, and you could imagine that attack with Sane would be.
Well, they've got Sane, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they have. Yeah, you just can't play in this competition, and it'd be insane.
Insane.
Yeah, it'd be insane, exactly.
Yeah. They just replaced Ribery and Robben in a year, which
yeah, you got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, just really great business from Bayern Munich.
So I think that was done, and then now we've got the quarters. I think Bayern are going to win it. I don't think.
Are we saying an all-German final, or do you reckon?
Well, I think it could be an all-German final. That is my prediction. RB Leipzig versus Bayern, and then that could make it very interesting. The final, because I'm not sure who would. I think RB Leipzig might want to prove a point there. In that case, so yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens. But I guess we wait for now and see.
Exciting times ahead, and
exciting times.
That's all we've got right now, isn't it?
I've never really been into the Champions League, but I have found this kind of Champions League very exciting. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we've got apart from Europa League.
Yeah, a bit Europa League.
Have you been watching much of the Europa League?
No.
No.
Blatant answer there. No, I haven't really.
It's just a bit of Mickey Mouse.
Watched Man United play that team from Austria.
Copenhagen.
No, didn't watch that one. I watched the one before that, the LASK. One where they still had to do a second leg, but Man United were 5-0 up.
Yeah.
Martial played very well in that game. But yeah, no, they've got Sevilla tonight, which is their first
test.
Proper opposition that they've come up against.
Well, this was a Champions League fixture 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Big Wissam Ben Yedder.
Yes.
FIFA cheese in real life.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I did actually quite fancy Wolves for the Europa League.
I really wanted them to do well.
Mainly as well because I still believe that they deserve European football based on this season. And they're very unlucky not to get it.
Sorry about that.
With Spurs getting it, who were pretty naff all season, to be honest. So, but this shows you how much I've been concentrating on the Europa League. I don't even know who's left in it. I don't think Man United could do it. It would be interesting to see. Obviously, when lockdown finished and football came back, they were the best team in the Premier League.
100%.
Probably since the restart. Maybe City at times, because City were also fantastic at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will. So you've got who have we got in this last round here? Come on, work.
Just
There we
looking
go.
now.
So we're now into the semi-finals actually, and it's into Shakhtar. Now this is an interesting one because I've seen Shakhtar. I quite fancy Shakhtar. This is what I was saying.
Who have they got?
They've got Inter Milan.
It's a good game, to be fair.
Shakhtar for it because I saw Shakhtar earlier in the season when I was at university. They were doing Champions League tickets at City for 15 quid. So we went and saw City versus Shakhtar, and it was a 1-1 draw. And Shakhtar were very good. City weren't quite at it, to be honest. But Shakhtar were very, very good, very quick, very fast. Had a brilliant striker, whose name escapes me. They're Brazilian. They've always
got about 20 Brazilian.
It's to do with scouting. I think they scout. They have an academy.
That's their what's the word? Philosophy. They try and get the
business model
youngsters from the Brazilian Serie A. Try and find the young ones. Which
and of course, still playing in exile as well because they're not allowed in Donetsk.
Yeah.
Because of civil war. There's not many times. So
Jack getting political again.
Yeah, no, I won't get political.
But if you want to, go ahead.
No, it's just Russian annexation. But anyway.
Bring back the USSR, I say.
Yes, exactly.
That was a joke, guys.
So yeah, so it'll be. I think they could do it definitely. I also funny story about that when we were waiting to get the tram to Man City Stadium. They're the massive Ukrainian bloke. He must have been about 6'7", something like that, in full Shakhtar garb.
Was he wearing Schlesinger shoes?
No, he wasn't. But he was standing on the train with his friends, punching the air like that.
What?
Just standing there before people getting on and doing that a lot. So he thought we'd move to another carriage. That man got.
Don't blame you.
But he didn't kick off, so that was good.
Thing about Ukrainians as well is they can all fight.
Yes, they can.
So not only is he big,
he's a good fighter as well.
He knows what to do.
Yeah, and when they did score at City, there were the usual flares and celebrating. They only brought about 100 fans though. There wasn't many at all. I can't imagine it's the easiest trip to make. Manchester from Donetsk. But I quite fancy Shakhtar. They'll be a good side.
You got to say though, Inter Milan look different gravy this year under Antonio Conte.
They have looked good.
There's a 3 at the back formation. Knows it inside out.
They are a team who, all the other teams in the semi-final teams which have dropped down from the Champions League. Whereas Inter are the only ones who I believe started in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And started in Europa
League, yeah.
And went the whole way through. They'll definitely be in a situation where, this is what they've been aiming for all season. Whereas with Man United or the other teams that dropped from the Champions League, they might be looking at it like,
United started in Europa, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I do apologise.
Yeah.
But this is but they're a Champions League side. Man United.
Historically,
Inter are as well, of course, because they've won it, but they're not recently. They haven't really been a Champions League side, and I think for a lot of the teams, if they win the Europa League, it won't be a huge deal. Except for Shakhtar, of course.
I don't know about Sevilla, but I think Shakhtar are the only team that. No, I'll shut up. I was going to say, is there any teams left that they need this to get Champions League football?
I can't imagine there'll be too many teams stopping Shakhtar getting Champions League football.
I was thinking, but no.
But no, I think because Man United, of course, have Champions League already. Sevilla, that'll be interesting to find out.
Can you look that up?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Flash scores. No, just a plug.
Sponsor us, Flash Scores.
Yeah, please.
I actually think they don't have it.
No, so they
Off the
they
top
do
of
have
my...
Champions League.
Okay, so basically, this is
Yeah.
irrelevant.
So yeah, and but Inter, do they have Champions League?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these teams won't necessarily need it for that, but that's fine. I believe another place will go to their FA possibly.
Yeah.
Europa League. So could be a way for Wolves into Europe possibly. Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Come on, United.
Yeah. So that's the Europa League. I think I might put a bet on Shakhtar to win it.
So you see them winning, or you want them to win?
A bit of both. It'd be interesting to see somebody from the same old.
Who'd you see in the final?
I see it Man United Shakhtar, to be brutally honest. Possibly Sevilla. Quite hard to call with that one with Man United because against Copenhagen, even though I didn't watch, did look like quite a drab affair. And the world-class player, Bruno Fernandes, scored another penalty.
Fernandes.
Yeah, Fernandes, exactly.
The amount of penalties Man United have got this year is just silly.
It's silly. And they had 2 in that game anyway. No. It got called by VAR, didn't it? So
well, they did score 2 goals that are ruled out offside as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know which Man United will turn up. So be interesting to see. Because still not as consistent as they can be. Because I think towards the end of the season there were a lot of inconsistent displays from them. Southampton result where they drew 2-2. West Ham result where they drew 1-1. But then it's just, of course, that final game against Leicester, they weren't overly convincing. So another Fernandes penalty.
Fernandes.
Yeah.
I can't see United not getting to the final. I mean, they've got the best team out of everyone left. I can't see Inter losing to Shakhtar, to be honest.
Inter Man United final.
Yeah, I mean...
Feels very 2000.
That's the game I want.
Champions League match.
And then from there, I couldn't call it because both sides are capable.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I'd probably rather Man United win just because of Englishness.
See, I'm not like that at all. Because we were talking because someone told us to fuck off because we were supporting Leon.
Did they?
Yeah, something like that. And I think told Joey to fuck off in the toilets. Could have been an alcohol-induced fever dream, to be fair. Because we weren't supporting other English teams. But for me, that doesn't apply. I just support... I support who I want.
I support who I want.
I don't care.
I don't see borders.
Yeah. There are no such thing as borders. Borders should be elite. No, I'm joking.
It is merely a concept that we.
Yeah, it's merely a social construct.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'd like to see Shakhtar win it. I think somebody.
It'd be different, to be fair to you.
Yeah. So. Whereas I think it'd be a huge deal for them as well. Whereas I think they wouldn't. The other clubs, traditionally Champions League clubs, would not necessarily be seeing it as a success. They'd be seeing it as a failure. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting.
Would it promote perhaps a political uprising in Ukraine?
Who knows?
Speaking of political uprising, let me introduce this week's segment of What Shirt Are You Wearing, Jack?
I thought you were going to talk about Belarus. Well, that would be a twist.
What shirt have you got today?
Right, so today I've gone on a bit of an eBay binge after discovering that you can get them on there a lot cheaper than classic football shirts, and you can find pretty much anything if you look hard enough. So I've got 3 on the way this week.
Oh no!
I've had 4 come this week. So we're getting
It's
more
not.
addicted.
It's all in an investment for the
Yeah,
segment.
for the future.
Hope
Exactly.
you guys appreciate this.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got a old Brighton shirt here with what
that is a
formerly the
sexy
greatest
one.
sponsor, even though it's mirrored, which was Skint, because
It's
we
not
were
mirrored.
at the time. Oh, excellent. Probably only mirrored for me. So yeah, it's Skint was the kit sponsor. Area did some nice kits. Old Brighton shirt, 2004-ish.
I love the seagull in the middle.
Yeah, when we got to the player final, I can envision myself flicking goals into the back of the net like Adam Virgo in this shirt. Big Leon Knight vibes here. So yeah, it
And
should be.
that's an eBay one.
eBay, yeah, bought off eBay.
Excellent. Anyone on the back?
No one on the back. I've got the other black and white Skint shirt as well, black and red shirt even, which is delicious. Which I believe is from reserve or pre-season game, so it is a match-worn shirt because it has a number on the back.
Does it?
Just a plain 10.
Oh, lovely.
And the other one I've ordered this week has an 18 on the back.
Oh, lovely.
So that could be both long sleeve as well. And I do like a long
Rate
sleeve.
The long sleeve.
Yes,
I did like that.
So yeah, and I've got another great one on the way, which is a 2000 and something Mika Richards England shirt.
Match worn. When he burst onto the scene.
Not match worn, disappointingly, but it is there, and that makes it my fourth Mika Richards shirt. I'm not really sure
What
how.
is your obsession?
I did used to really like him when I was a kid. I thought he had a big future.
Burst onto the scene.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Beans! Oh my God, she just caught a mouse. Oh, no, stop that. Oh, Jesus Christ. You may have to pause this for a minute.
What's in your mouth, Beans?
Yeah.
Sorry, bear with us for that technical interruption.
Yeah, sorry about the my cat getting a mouse right in front of us. But the point on Mika Richards, I was going to say, is I do have a Mika Richards Fiorentina shirt, which I got personally when I visited Florence.
What's your other three?
I've got another Fiorentina shirt, which my mum got me, the newest one with Richards on the back, and this. So it was. So no, this is my fourth.
Two Fiorentinas. Oh, okay.
So two Fiorentinas and an England shirt. So,
excellent.
Very comfy shirt, the second Fiorentina one as well.
Is it a official one or?
It is official one, the second one. First one, I'm not sure, but it doesn't have a kit sponsor on, so I imagine not. But,
Can't beat a knockoff.
Yes, exactly. So yes, that's Jack's football shirt collection for the week.
Thank you for that, Jack. Speaking of football shirts, someone that ain't really getting to wear one on the pitch is Gareth Bale.
Good segue. Great segue.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gareth Bale. Yeah.
This one upsets me.
It does, because he is probably, he's one of the best.
On his day, top 10 players in the world, maybe?
Yes.
Well, we can't say that recently because he ain't been playing, but just look at last year's Champions League final.
Yeah, I think, he's... Sorry, I've slipped down very far there. He's won them almost single-handedly. Sorry, I said he a lot there. He's won it single-handedly for them twice now, I think. The one against Liverpool, he was almost single-handedly won it.
That bicycle
2 years
kick.
ago, that bicycle kick. How that didn't win the Ballon d'Or, not Ballon d'Or, Puskas Award, because they opened it to a vote, so then Salah won.
Absolute joke.
Which is why you should never open those goals up to...
Because it's whoever's got the biggest Twitter following.
Yes, exactly. And then he won it the year when they beat Atletico Madrid the first time, where they won 4-1 in extra time. He made a great contribution there. So it seems strange for one of your highest ever players, highest fee players, highest wage players, just to be sitting around on the bench. But as an Arsenal fan, I'm sure you know all about that with certain players.
Well, ours don't even make the squad now.
Yeah, well, exactly. But it's a strange one. I think as well. I think Madrid are a demanding club. I think that's where the problem arises from.
Yeah.
Is that there's not many clubs you can go to which will be as demanding for success as Real Madrid.
He come out in an interview the other week. I don't know if you saw it or not, but he touched on how you have one bad game and you've got 80,000 people booing you.
Yeah.
And I mean, booing your own player. I mean, I've never known the likes in England.
No,
apart from one.
Liam Best when he came off.
The only time I've seen a player get booed by their own fans is Jamie O'Hara at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh yes, that 2-0. Yes, when they got relegated. No, I did boo Leon Best.
Granit Xhaka.
Yes, Granit Xhaka as well.
Leon Best, you booed him off.
Yeah, he was shocking performance against Bournemouth. I remember.
Was that on your ones or were you joined?
No, there were other people booing. I remember the stadium was very half empty. I think we were 2-0 down at the time, and he was useless, Leon Best.
Yeah, didn't play much after that. I'm assuming.
38 grand a week as well. He actually went to Rotherham and scored a couple under Warnock when Warnock had that.
Yeah, that was a weird spell.
Where he seemed to get the gang back together of players.
That's what he does though, isn't it?
The early 2010s all started playing for Rotherham and scoring goals. Players like Matt Derbyshire and Dexter Blackstock and Joe Mattock, I think, played a big role in that.
Yeah.
So, but back to Bale. Yeah, I think he just doesn't fit that club. But he's more. If I was him, I'd be doing exactly what he's doing now. When he's on the pitch, he's not playing badly on purpose, is he? You can't fault his work rate on the pitch. No. And rightly so. That's what he should be doing. He should carry on playing with the club. Professional, but he doesn't have to be. He just needs to pick up his pay packet and wait till he's gone. And he's still getting a fair amount of game time. He's not never playing. You do see him appear, but it's just not working for him there.
I've been thinking about this quite a bit over the past couple of days because it's been in the news a lot, and
it's been playing on your mind.
Yeah. Maybe think about doing a separate video to it, but anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like he's cutting his nose off to spite his face.
You don't think this will end?
Nah, just go somewhere, play. You've got a legacy to uphold. You're 31 years old. You're not getting any younger. You're
enjoy it while it's still there.
You don't want to... Exactly. You don't... Careers don't go on forever. He's got maybe 2-3 years at the peak. You're trying to have a political statement. Just go away, play football.
He would do well if he went somewhere else, but I don't have too much of an issue with what he's doing now. If he was not playing at all, and he was on strike, shall we say?
Yeah.
I would have an issue. But what he's doing now is fine. And if he wants to pick up that pay packet and still get semi-regular football, that's fine. But I think it would hugely benefit him, though. It would massively benefit him if he moved to a Premier League club, for example, though. And he'd be back in the spotlight. He'd be scoring and playing, and he'd probably be happier, to be honest.
100% he'd be happier.
He
only goes so far. Yeah, he's getting 600 grand a week,
which is absurd.
Which is it's reportedly. I don't know for sure, but you're a footballer. You're gonna get more fulfillment if you're playing football, and one can be on his day one of the best in the world. Go to a team and make a difference. Don't sit on the bench making.
Let's say he's playing
golf.
He's playing
fucking jokes, remarks, and just.
I say he's been playing semi-regular football though, and he has not played in a very long time.
He starts
He
the cup games against Liga
well,
2
the last
teams.
game he played was I think he started against Mallorca, played half an hour against Eibar, and then his first. So that's two appearances since the restart, and then the last one before that was 16 minutes against Man City at their place. So he's not going regular football as much, and it would be good to see.
Does that sway your opinion?
I think so, yeah. If he was getting semi-regular, I don't have an issue because when he does play, he puts his all in, and that's fine. But I think for his own sake, he should move.
It's abundantly clear that Zidane has got a problem with him. Because he won the Champions League, and then it was. Did Zidane leave or something?
Zidane went, yeah.
He said he needs more game time. Zidane went, so he thought, alright, let's go again.
Opportunity, yeah.
And then Zidane gets reappointed, so.
Yes, Real Madrid have been a strange one this season because they have actually still won La Liga, but they've had an incredibly poor season by their standards, which shows you the sort of levels which Real Madrid are, really. And it shows you what state Barcelona are in, because even when Real Madrid are probably having one of the worst seasons in recent memories, Barcelona are still
not winning.
losing. Yeah, still losing to them. So yeah, I would like to see him come back to the Prem. I think it'd be fantastic at, let's say, Man United, or
he gets into any Prem team. For me.
Yeah, any Prem team. I think he would be interesting if he got a loan move back to Spurs.
Yeah.
I could see that. I just don't know about finances. What Real Madrid would want. Would he take a wage cut? I
mean, Spurs will have the money.
Yes.
They've
got money in the bank somewhere.
He ain't going to get 600 grand a week at Spurs. No, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Be lucky to get
150.
Yeah. So
Kane's on 100 grand a week, isn't he? So.
Is that all?
Yeah.
I say that's all, but
yeah.
In comparison,
for a player of his ability, I don't think Kane will ever leave Spurs though. I think lots of people talk about, he could go to Man United or he could do that. I think he'll stay at Spurs for the rest of his career.
Well, it'd be very sad if he does, because
yes,
he'll never achieve anything. But
well, he's a fan, isn't he? And I think there's a lot to be said. And he doesn't seem like a player who is desperate for money. He likes the position he's in.
Yeah, but the man has scored about 200 goals and not won anything.
No, that's very true.
I mean,
true.
Huge resemblance of Sheringham there.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He left. Won a boatload of trophies.
Came back. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Came back, yeah. Of course. I thought you were going to say he hasn't won anything, because I was about to say, well, he did win the Champions League, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the treble.
Won the treble. So
that wouldn't have happened at Spurs.
No, it wouldn't have. So he's achieved a lot there. So that'll be interesting to see how it pans out. But don't know. There's nobody seems to be in for him at the moment. Except for a move to somewhere like China. I think China would be a good way out.
Bale.
Yeah. I think China. Yeah, sorry. Back to Bale. I think China would be a very good move for him. I know that sounds bizarre of me to say that, but I think that's the only way that he can get out of Madrid
financially
is a move to somewhere like China, and then he can look at coming back.
A year in China.
Yeah.
Make £1 million a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Disgusting.
It's like Carlos Tevez.
Yeah. What a lad.
And he did a world tour of different clubs. So interesting times.
And then we've got the whole Jadon Sancho saga.
Yeah, I've made a prediction on that, is that he will stay at Dortmund for the rest of the season.
Well, they've come out and said fuck off. You're wasting our time now.
Yeah,
100 million or he's staying. It
yeah.
looks like they don't want to pay that, and they've said he's staying.
Um, but at the same time, I think it's better for him to stay.
Mm.
He's playing the best football,
That team really suits him as well.
Yeah, and he's playing some of the best football, well, that I've ever seen an Englishman play abroad.
Oh, for sure.
And why would he want to ruin what he's got going good? I don't necessarily think he'd be the first name on the team sheet in the England squad if he went to Man United. He'd still be looking at. Whereas at Dortmund, I think he is for me the first name on the team sheet.
And it comes back to me, if we look at it from an England perspective, we need as many players abroad as possible.
Yes,
in
I
my
agree.
opinion. I think that's been our issue in the last 10, 15 years, that we're so Premier League orientated that we've got no perspective on different styles of play.
No, exactly.
And when looking at the 2002 to 2006 era, and
they're all English players.
Yeah, and Rio Ferdinand come out and said it, that they all were competing within the team, because you had the Man United boys competing with the Chelsea boys.
Yeah.
And they all held personal grudges if they didn't win the league. So that's probably why that team flopped.
No, it did, and I think to remember it might have been the 2014 World Cup where, of course, we were terribly poor. We were the only country at that World Cup who every single player was from playing in their own country.
Yeah.
I think Russia maybe as well. And I remember Uruguay were the only team to have no players playing in their own.
Well, yeah.
That
makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, we need players abroad, I think, because Smalling is getting rave reviews from
I've heard that.
From Roma doing over there, and they want to buy him permanently. You look at, there's a lot of young players across Europe who are all within the England setup.
They're all starting to branch out, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a bloke who plays at Lyon, whose name escapes me. I think it's Rio Griffiths or something.
Yeah. I can't tell you, but branched out. We've got Doma Lookman at Leipzig. We've got Jude Bellingham's joined Sancho at Dortmund.
Of course. Sorry, I just look up this Olympic League. There's a bloke at Monaco as well.
Yeah, that right back, I believe.
Yeah, we did a thing on and a bit on BBC Sport about him. Remember? Current squad. Interesting. Rio Griffiths. Yeah, it was Rio Griffiths. Yeah, he's done well there. There are a good few English players abroad.
If you look up Englishmen abroad, I mean, there was I think the Sancho revolution is well underway, because a lot of the young English boys have realised that they'll actually get a chance if they leave.
Just looking at the list here, because I have actually found a list, which is good.
Here we go.
So Kieran Trippier, Atletico Madrid, he's done very well there, actually. He seems to be getting good reviews. There are a lot in Segunda B and the Tercera division, which is the third division in Spain, which is interesting. And then, of course, in Italy, you've got Ashley Young, who's doing all right there, I believe.
I think he's doing very well.
Yeah. Then you've got Ronaldo Vieira, which isn't the most English-sounding name, and I don't think he was born in England either. But
Sampdoria, really?
Yeah, he's at Sampdoria.
He's still young.
Previously at Leeds.
Well.
I spoke to a Leeds fan who I said, "Oh yeah, he went there," and they said how they sold him for the fee. They have no idea. 7 million. They said how they got 7 million for Ronaldo Vieira. But he is young. He's only 22. Oh, he's born in Guinea-Bissau. There you go. Who knew?
Probably changed his nationality in 2
Yeah,
years.
and his brother's called Rivaldo Vieira.
So their
No,
dad...
sorry, Romario, not Rivaldo. So yeah, you've got Ronaldo and Romario.
That is a banter father right there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's worked out.
Who was at played for Guinea-Bissau and was at Leeds, but he's no longer at Leeds. Like his brother. So yeah, that was. There's a lot of Englishmen abroad. You got him. You got Reece Oxford in the Bundesliga. Lookman, Bellingham, Bennett, who I don't know, but he's at Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, young Tottenham boy.
Yeah.
He's just left.
Then you've got France, you've got that Rio Griffiths I said. You've got a few players, Lameka.
I mean, the point is...
Eredivisie, you've got a few. Just looking here. George Cox, ex-Brighton lad.
Yeah.
Is that Leon Maloney? Or is it... No. Yes. On loan from Portsmouth. Yes.
Whoa.
I've had him as manager. He was great. Really good.
The point is, though, a lot of these lads, you might not know them now, but they've left the academies. They've given themselves every opportunity to get first team.
Well, also looking at another quite funny list here is the Australian players. Playing in the Australian League, we've got Craig Noon, Adam Lafondra.
Oh my God.
Names which are really, you know.
Are they all at with Robbie Fowler?
No, no, they're not actually. Lafondra's at Sydney and Craig Noon's at Melbourne. So
I mean,
then we've got two playing in the Bangladesh Premier League. Who knew that?
Is one of them? What's his name?
This is actually a very interesting segment here. It's become to look. A funny one as well is in Cyprus. Who knew this? But Jason Punchin. There's 6 players at Paphos FC, and they all play. They're all English. There's about 6 here.
Who's their manager then?
I bet it'll be someone we know, won't it?
Is that the team they were in for Bobby Zamora at one point when he was going to
I
retire?
don't think so. That's very interesting, that is. The other big thing with loads of Scottish players going to play for CSKA Sofia, which I'd never really understood. Paphos FC, right. Let's have a look. Yeah, you've got Jason Punchin, obviously not the most famous, well-known. He's obviously the most famous person. Cameron Toshak, who is a Welsh former professional footballer who's head coach. So there you go. But Paphos, they've got Will Mannion as a goalkeeper, English goalkeeper. A player called Goddard, who's an English player recognised from the lower leagues. Of course, Jason Punchin, Ruben Hepburn Murphy. Like I said, Jason Punchin. N. Dubov, who I don't actually know. They've got a J Steele, but I don't think that's Jason Steele.
Goalkeeper.
No, Jeremy Steele.
His brother.
Yeah, something like that maybe. We've got a few players in Hong Kong. That's a weird one. Chuba Akpom, who's playing in Greece.
Yeah.
The main man, Akpom. He's better than Van Persie, and he's got a better song, which was never the truth. One of the worst players to put on a Brighton shirt there.
He was very poor.
You in India, in the Indian Super League. That's not Joe Hart. There's a J Hart that plays in that. I can tell you. This is a very rogue one as well, because I just remember it. He's like one of their top ever goal scorers for a club in Japan. Jay Bothroyd.
That's who I was thinking of when you said.
Yeah, he scored. He scored about 20 odd goals in a season a few times.
Absolute journeyman.
For Jalibo Iwata. And now plays for Conasole Sapporo.
Apologies if there's any.
Jonathan Panzo, that was his name. Who plays for?
Yeah, that's the one. Monaco.
And then there's a few for Wellington Phoenix, which always makes me laugh. which is Stephen Taylor, Gary Hooper,
Oh yeah.
David Ball.
I mean, to be fair,
Hmm.
if I was gonna go somewhere at that age, it'd be somewhere very tropical and lovely, like Australia.
Yeah, just looking at all these rogue signings here, and Jordan Much plays in the Norwegian league.
Jordan Much.
Yeah, he's played for
So,
Palace. Ollie's not a fan, if you wondered. Uh,
wasn't he at Borough?
I think so. It might be in Borough. He was at Cardiff for a long time.
Well, that's probably what I'm
Uh,
thinking of.
one of the Willock dynasty.
See,
Is it
Benfica, isn't he?
Benfica? Yeah.
We've got
Obviously,
that.
a lot in Scotland.
He's just left actually, but there was that.
Nedemanua. He plays for Real Salt Lake. Who knew?
No, 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 no.
Yeah, he's played for City.
Oh
Played for
yeah,
QPR.
oh
Was on
yeah,
Real
absolute
goalkeeper.
pace machine.
Yeah, and
Mm.
that's it. That's all the ones I can find. So that little segue segment there
I
about
will say
play.
also there was that Arsenal guy McGain who went to Barcelona, but I think he's just
Yes,
left.
yes. Might not have made an appearance yet though.
No, I think he's just gone to Forest.
Okay.
Not
There
entirely
was
sure though.
also in Portugal. There's Marcus Edwards as well.
Mm.
Played against
Spurs.
Arsenal and scored. Just played for Spurs. So that was an interesting little segment there, looking at the abroad. But no, that's very similar to Sancho though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Power to them.
power to them, and I think he'll have a better career if he stays.
So yeah, back to Sancho. Better career if he
Yeah,
stayed.
that's better career than he stays. So
And we'll end on this. Is he worth 100 million?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing more than that. No,
Well,
no, I do
no
think
one's
he's
really worth 100 million,
no.
but
In today's transfer market, yes, he is worth 100 million. I think so. He would improve every single Premier League team that he plays for.
yeah.
Maybe interesting to see the physicality of him in the Premier League.
That's my only worry.
That's the main thing that every single player struggles with, who does struggle when they come to England. It's a physicality.
I mean, Pepe is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
40 or so goal contributions in Liga.
Yeah.
And then just not 40.
Well, I was about to call it a farmers league, but as that peep show meme I sent the other day.
Are we the farmers?
Are we the farmers? Because we have the biggest gap between first and second of any league in Europe. So
we are the farmers.
But I still maintain that Ligue 1 is terrible quality because even though they have actually got two
teams in the bloody Champions League semi.
So I fully expect one of them to win it and me to eat my words here. But yeah, I don't know. Like every week, I feel like I go on Twitter and I see, look at this amazing goal Mbappe scored, where he's got like the entire pitch to run with one defender who falls over. And then he bangs it into the roof of the net.
Bunch of flappy McGee's over there.
Yeah, and it's just sort of like someone lying on the floor as Mbappe runs to an open goal a billion miles an hour. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I think he is worth 100 million. Would improve any team in the Premier League.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah.
And what's your player of the week?
Player of the week? What, who I think's been the best?
No!
Oh, you say this every week and I ask you. Well, I might just do my player of the week who I think is best.
Go on then.
Who do I think has been best? I was very impressed with Dembele when he came on against City.
Moussa Dembele.
But you can't really look anything. Not Moussa Dembele, is it? Or maybe it is. Yeah,
I believe it is Moussa.
That's for Moussa Dembele.
Part of the Moussa Dembele dynasty.
So many Dembeles, it's ridiculous.
If you've got the surname Dembele or Boateng, you're going to do well in football world.
Although I remember Moussa Dembele and Moussa Dembele were at Fulham on the pitch at the same time. Once, when he made a very, very early appearance. They were on the same pitch. But, yeah, no, you can't really look. Best player of the week this week's got to be Alphonso Davies.
Okay, comment below. Alfonso Davies, if you're still here.
Yeah.
And I'll say thank you for getting this far if you have.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's been episode 4 of the Tiki Chatter podcast.
Thank you for my body for allowing me to do this despite being horrifically hungover.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Jack. Your words have been
touching. We might be able to convince somebody else to do it next week.
Exactly.
So maybe we'll have a new guest star.
Our first guest on the Tiki Chatter podcast.
Yes.
Who will it be?
Ooh.
Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next